Hi everyone, sorry folks. So we are live, I think. Oh, this is not working. There we go. So come on. There. Right. Oh, I need to turn my light on. I haven't done that. Lights on. Got something going. Can we see? Yeah, that's working. Okay. Jodie Martin. Yeah, Jodie, you are the first. Linda Roberts, second. Yeah. So, hello everyone. Just to let you know, not feeling it today. I haven't been very well. I've done 30 hours overtime this week. I've been called out on an alarm call out every night. I haven't had a full night's sleep yet. Feeling a bit fried, feeling a bit fragile, and also really don't feel very well. But I've taken a COVID test and it's clear, so it's not COVID. But I do know lots of people have got COVID these days, well, lately. So anyway, I'll keep testing and see whether it's that, but at the moment it's not. So we're going to make another page for this. Hopefully it'll cheer me up. Hopefully it'll get rid of my headache. I still need to do something with that page. I really don't know what I'm doing with that though. So I thought I wasn't going to worry too much about what page I make, what page I use today. It's what I'm going to put in it. So I thought what I might make is, I wasn't sure whether to make an aperture or a slider, or I could make a slider aperture, couldn't I? I guess that's a compromise, isn't it? A slider aperture, right? Okay. So if I'm making a slider, I will need some decent card that is stiff and not going to be falling apart on me. So just bear with me a second, because I've decided what I'm going to make. I've literally been sat thinking, I don't know what to make. I don't know what to make. What should I make? What should I make? And I just had no idea until like literally seconds ago. So bear with me. So where on earth is all of that card that I put up there? We'll use this, I think. So this is just some card from Hobbycraft. Just some cheap stuff. Hi Dave, hope the crafty session will make you feel better. Thank you, Jodie. Sorry you're not feeling great, Dave. COVID infections in the UK are rising apparently. Yep, they are. I've been offered my booster jab, which I will take. But just because I'm not feeling very well at the moment, I just don't want to have a booster jab at the minute and feel ropey. I want to feel like I'm feeling, on top of it, and then I'll have a booster jab. Yeah, so I think I'm going to make a slider card, but I want to make sure that it fits on the... I really should know the dimensions of this by now, but I don't. So, well, maybe I do, but my brain just isn't working. So we might put it on this page actually, and then that would do something with this, wouldn't it? So let's say 8 inches by... It can't be any longer than 8 and no wider than 5. I don't think it's going to be that big, to be fair. So what I want to do is I want to cut some paper some card that's the same size, because I'm going to have to double some layers up. So what am I doing? So I want... I don't know what I've just said. What I've just said, Dave? What did you just say? Maybe you should write it down, because your brain's not working today. Piece of paper. Somebody remind me not to use this piece of paper. Let's do it, yeah. So 5 inches by 7.5, let's say. 5, 7, 1, 2. Okay, so no bigger than that. So, but we don't want it to be that big anyway. So I'm thinking maybe width-wise 4 by 6. 6 by 4 sounds like a good size to me. Although we wanted it longer than we wanted it wide, didn't we? So maybe let's go 7 by 4. All right then, Dave, don't you just break all the rules. The ratio of 6 by 4 was good enough for everybody in the world up until now, but now you've had to. Oh no, I've just said not 6. We want to go 4 first. And then we're going to go 7. Here's the other side that hasn't been cut. Like that. So we want to get a couple of these cut at this size, because with a slight. So if I cut it at 4, I should be. This is a 12 by 12. We should be able to get 3 lots of 4 out of it. Should, unless it's a 30 by 30. Oh, pants! It must be a 30 centimetre by 30 centimetre. Never mind. 7. I need a third one. I think it needs to be a bit stiffer than that. Yeah. Okay, so it's not going to be 4 then, is it? What's that? How wide is that? What size is this pack? Is it 30 by 30? I bet it's 30 by 30, not. Oh no, it does say 12 by 12, so I don't know why I've only managed to get. Should have got 4 widths out of it at 4. I don't think it's 12 by 12. No, it's not. Ooh, there you go. That's telling Porcupine, isn't it? So it says it's 12 by 12 and it isn't. It's actually 30 centimetres by 30 centimetres, which is not the same. No, see? Oh, blimey. I'm sorry, I've missed the conversation over here. Yes, I've had my flu and boost. I'm over 70, Dave. Hope you feel up to having yours ASAP. Yeah, I do want to have it done, so does it say that there's 7 people watching? I don't know. I'm trying not to worry about the numbers at the moment, since everything that happened. It's all been too much for my little brain to cope with, so right, I'm going to put them to one side for a minute. Okay, we'll come back to them. So now what I want to do is I want to cut out. There needs to be a notch out of the top and bottom, and it needs to be about that much in. Let's get a little ruler now. Tell you what, make it easier. Have it the width of the ruler, because then you don't have to do any measuring, Dave. That's not a very good line, Dave. So yeah, done 30 hours of overtime this week. And it's a bit much. I don't get paid for my overtime, obviously. Being a manager, I don't. So I went out last night to a call out, but I took my assistant with me so I could show her the ropes of what to do. Because she's going to have to pick it up when I'm on annual leave. Because I was doing it while I was on annual leave, but I said no, not anymore. I need to be able to actually have some time to myself. So, because I'm going to go mad. Like, I don't mean like angry. I mean, I'm going to lose it. And shall I stick them down first? Maybe I should stick them together first. Yeah, I'll stick them together first, and then I'll cut the bits out, and then they all stay together, don't they? They can be a Tina Turner and stay together. So possibly a job that I could have used for used the Xyron for, but I don't. What I don't want with the Xyron, sometimes you get a sticky edge, and because of the way that the slider works, you need to have it to be sticky free of sticks. Well, not sticks, obviously there's no sticks involved. I'm not making a woodland, am I? So I think everything that happened has got to me more than I thought it did. I was trying not to let it get to me, but it's obviously got to me more than I realised. And then some other cruel stuff has been done since, so that hasn't helped. So, and you know, it's all right. I understand haters are going to hate, but when haters were people that weren't haters, and I don't even, you know, I didn't even do anything, so it's something that Brian said after all. So anyway. So I think it's kind of affected my mental health a little. And anyway, at work as well hasn't helped. It's given me. I feel like I'm about to have a nervous breakdown. Is how I feel. So, and trust me, I've had one of those before, so I know what they're like. Don't want one of them. The last time I had a nervous breakdown, it was very public and in the doctor's surgery car park. I'd gone to go and try and get an appointment, and they wouldn't give me one. They said that, you know, I'd have to wait 2 weeks for an appointment, and I'd break the window of the surgery. Sorry, the one side of the whole of the surgery is a glass panel, and you park up to it, so like facing into the surgery. I got in my car and literally had a nervous breakdown in my car. Like everything just like fell apart, and I was crying hysterically, and like I saw the receptionist beckon me in, and she came to the door and said, "We've got your own appointment. The doctor will see you in about 10 minutes." So the way to get a doctor's appointment in the UK is to have a nervous breakdown in a car park. That's all I can say. Don't tell them I said that. Don't tell them that I sent you. So, what I'm hoping is that this is going to stick them all together nicely, but without leaving a tacky edge. Because the thing about glue is it dries, and it should dry nice and dry. No, it should dry relatively tacky free, so like, you know, it shouldn't it won't dry tacky. That's what I'm trying to say. So just put them together. Like that. Just to let you know, Brian is here, but he's downstairs sorting out my kitchen cabinets. Because after I'd done the kitchen, we just put everything in the cupboards, and it's just not been very organised. And he's been wanting to organise it for a long time because he's quite organised, whereas I am not. And so, you know, if somebody wants to come round and organise my life for me, I'm not going to stop them. So, right, please stick down. Okay, so yeah, so oh, hi Karen Lazenby, is that right? Karen Lazenby. It says 7 people, they're invisible. Oh, hi Karen. Are you both from? Where are you both from? I'm in the UK. Hi. So Linda's in the UK. Jodie's in America. I think you're in Buffalo, New York. Oh, it does say that, Buffalo, New York. I was right. I don't know where Karen is. So, Linda, New York. Okay, cool. Brian, I needed Brian to organise my cabinets. Is that a euphemism, Jodie? So, right, now I'm going to cut these because hopefully these are stuck together. Using the Tim Holt scissors, which I didn't pay reverence to, I know, and it's all going to go horribly wrong now, and I'm going to lose a finger. So, okay, so cut to there, and then I'll scalpel the rest. I just want to cut this bit off. Just to the tip. My light isn't very... Do you mind if I just pull my light in a bit more? That's better. Hope that's not too glary for people. Hopefully the light isn't in shot. Okay, so put that there, then get a blade. Where's my blade? Where's the blade? Where's the blade? Oh heck, where's the blade? Oh, it's there. So get my blade and put that up to there. So we're going to make a slider. Apparently that's like a small burger, but we're not making a small burger. We're making... I've never heard of a slider until very recently in a burger version. I'm not big on burgers though, to be fair. I like homemade burgers. I just don't like... I'm not a fan of fast food. I know I've got porky fingers, but it's not fast food that makes them porky. It's things like this. Smarties that make me porky. So, Smarties might have the answer. They've also got the reason why I'm so fat. So, well, I'm not fat. Stop being so critical of yourself, Dave. This is what happens. This is how I know my mental health is in decline, when I start being overly critical of myself. So do that. Right, I'm hoping the glue isn't going to warp it too much, because I don't want it to warp. Cut that bit off there. Hopefully into a straight line there. Cool. No, it's still not cut through, so just on the back now. Follow that same line. Yeah, it's just the very back of the card that didn't get cut this time. Cut there, cut there. Right, great. So that's nice. Oh, that's nice and sturdy. That's a sturdy piece of card. Oh, hi, Marcia. And Marcia's here as well. So let's just make sure, try and get that to go a bit flatter. Yep, it's better. Okay, so next we need 2 pieces of card to sit on here. So we might use this card that was not wide enough to do the other bit. Let's just measure that bit that we need. So, sorry, bit's all stuck to the end of my finger. What have we got? So that's 2 1/4. We don't want it quite that. Oh no, we could. Can we? Oh, we could. In theory, we could go bigger than that. You know what they say? Go big or go home. So, right. Okay. Let's. If you've never made a slider, you'll have no idea what I'm talking about at the moment. So, you know, good luck. I'd like to explain to you what I'm doing, but my brain capacity today is less than minimal, to say the least. So we need to have... So what happens with a slider? Let me see if I can find a slider for you, and I'll show you what I'm making, and then that might help people envisage. No. Insipid. No. That's a completely another word, Dave. Not envisage. Not insipid. Imagine. Maybe. Is it imagine? Maybe. I don't know. Don't ask me. Brain capacity 0. That won't work. There you go. That's a slider. It's an unfinished slider. I seem to have quite a few sliders in here that are unfinished. I like making them. I clearly don't like finishing them. It's alright, I haven't run off. I'm just going to put this back up here without everything breaking. Oh, without it falling down. Oh my gosh. If you knew where I was putting that. There's a very heavy box with all of my crafty makes in it. And it's very heavy and I've had to lift it above my head to put it back. Right, okay. This is what we're making. Making a slightly bigger version of this. So where you pull it out and it does this. So what we need to do is, in the very middle of here, there's this kind of H-shaped card. And then you have to build up the sides. So it's got like a channel, so it forms a channel in the middle. So you can put your slider in, so the outer casing doesn't inhibit the movement. So, and if you still don't understand, I completely get it, because I have no idea whether I explained that with any kind of logic or sense or reason or whatever. So we're going to make a few things to go as the channel, to make the channel edges. Not the channel tunnel, that's a whole other thing. So that's that. I think I'm going to go two deep either side. So I need to cut 8 of these strips. So what I'm going to mean is I'm going to put 2 of those together on either side, and then there's the front and back needs to go on. So I've done, how many have I done? 2, 3, 4, 5. I need another 3. 6. 7. I find that when my brain is like it is today, and battered, bruised, and all of that, 7 I think this is, that making mechanical style things is just very soothing for it. So this is why we're doing this. It might not be your thing, but if it's not your thing, at least you'll be watching something different for a change. I find myself watching the same kind of things over and over again, so I'm trying to use the glue up. So you know what the cost of living is like at the minute. We need to use up what we've got. I'm trying not to buy craft things as well, because so far I haven't had the heating on. I go to work and get warm because I bought the heating, so like I do all of the purchasing of contracts and that sort of thing at work, as well as all of the out-of-hour call-outs and the facilities management and all of that. But I got fixed tariff at the end of 2019, so we've got gas and electricity at December 2019 prices, so at work we can have the heating on, you can turn it up, you can bask in it, you can come in and wear your Bermuda shorts because it's so warm in the office, and then go home and not have your heating on because you can't afford it at home unless you manage to get I should have done a tariff like that. I didn't do that because I could foresee the future, because if I could foresee the future I would have bought some lottery tickets down. That's the one I've just done. But it was just because I was trying to save time for myself. I didn't want to be renegotiating contracts every year. I just bundled it all together for 5 years. Saved the charity a bit of money as well, like that. So we'd got 16 different meters, all on different contracts, all beginning and ending at different times. It was very confusing when I took the job on. I was like, why have we done it like this? Why don't we just bundle them all in together and it was a rolling thing. So as one contract ended with one of the other suppliers, as soon as that ended, it got bundled into the new contract. So it's great. So we can have the heating on. We don't have to worry. Have I just done 3, or have I just put random things over there? No, I've done 3. That's right. Just smooth this out. Might be a better way to smooth out your glue, but my finger works fine. My finger works fine, and it means I don't have to buy another piece of equipment. So. Glue those bits together. Oh dear. Sorry, Jodie, I didn't realise you'd got COVID. Linda Roberts. Oh crikey, I've never seen anything like that. Oh, okay. Oh no, sorry about. Yeah. So I hope you feel better soon. I didn't realise you'd got COVID. Sorry, Jodie. Dave, you had a system where you were putting them all over to one side. No, that's right. I've got 4. I don't know why I was trying to make 5. So these are going to go here, either side. Don't know whether that's going to be deep enough. I might need to go for 2 of them together. Might be deep enough. That definitely be deep enough. Right, okay, I'm going to go for that. So I'm going to make some more of these. Sorry, I need to make another 8. I don't know whether I'll get 8 out of here though. If I'd thought about it, I should have known that. But well, no, if I'd thought about it, my brain might have exploded. 2. Let's count together. 3. It's very hard to do these ones when you run out of holding space, when it all goes under the ruler. That's 3. See, they move when you let go of them. Stay there. Do that and get down. You moved. How did you move? I might have to give up on this piece of card. Yeah, let's give up on it, Dave. Give it up was a bad job. Right, okay. Is this 7? Please be 7 inches. No, it's a bit longer, but we can make it. Or should we go that way? No, let's go that. I don't know what I've just done. That way. That, yeah, let's do that. Cut that down. That's off. Cut that off. And then this is going to go this way, and we're just going to cut. So we've got 3. Oh yes, please. Brian's here, by the way. Do you want to wave? We've only got 5 people, Brian, and it's only Jodie, Marcia, and Linda in the chat. I know, but I don't know what I've done, and I'm starting to have a bit of a panic about it. So
don't panic. We'll sort it out.
I'm feeling like somebody's been stirring some trouble. So
somebody probably has been stirring some trouble, but we will sort it out.
I know. I feel like I just feel like I'm going to cry.
People that have you are loving you.
I know, but
Hey,
I've worked so hard, Brian. I've worked so hard.
Keep going. Entertain. Lovely lady.
I haven't even done anything. That's the thing. I feel like I've been tried and convicted of nothing. She's got COVID.
Got COVID. Oh no.
Yeah, her and her hobby have got COVID.
Well, I hope you get well soon. But enjoy.
So, folks, if I have a nervous breakdown live, I'm really sorry. Just my
No nervous breakdown. No nervous breakdown. I'll make a drink. I'll be back.
Yeah, can I have a coffee?
You can.
I don't know. Why does this feel different? I don't know. So, yeah, so My mental health is suffering at the minute, so I just feel the wrong side of crying. So if I cried on you, I'm really sorry. Right, I need to make, how many of these do I need to make? 4. 4 of the 2s together and then stick them. Is that right? Yeah, 4. So, and being fried as well generally. I mean, I haven't been fried, obviously. I haven't literally been fried. Nobody's put me in a frying pan and fried me. That's another thing. It's just like a random thing that's come into my head, and like I'm just going to ask this question and say it out loud, because if I don't say it out loud, then it's another thing that's like playing inside my brain, and my brain wants to know. But why do we call it grilling, and in America you call it broiling? So when you put something where you're only heating it from one direction, you call it broiling and we call it grilling. So I don't know why it's different. Why do we call it different? Anyway, these are the random things that interfere with my brain capacity. So hi Jamie. How's everything? I know that you like come and go when you can these days because you've got a lot going on, but I hope everything's okay with you. So Jamie from Love You More Journals is on in the chat. She hasn't been around for a while. She's had some things going on in her life. So, and we all know what that feels like. So, yeah, I haven't heard from my design team either for a while. So I don't know whether that's all gone Pete Tong. Brian's been making lots of things with the new kits anyway. So. I'm trying to launch the new kits, but I keep every time I'm trying to do something, I get called out on a call out for work, and then that doesn't happen, and then something else happens, and then work happens, and honestly, it's getting too much. I think it's all too much. So if I put, now I'm going to stick these together, so there's going to be an actual stack of 4 that way. This might not make any sense. You just need to watch me and get on with your day. Probably making no sense to anybody, and I completely understand that if I'm not. But at the moment, I'm trying to make sense to myself. So, right. Fingers are very sticky now. That's the problem. Okay, I've got these really big, like bulldog clips, so I'm just going to use them to kind of just hold it together while I need to use them to hold it together, I think. Probably a bit too much glue on there, to be fair. So I think you use another finger, Dave, because when 2 fingers aren't in glue, covered in glue, aren't enough, cover a 3rd finger in glue. Yeah, I've got another one of them clips. Just hold them together. Just while I make. Hopefully that one I'll be able to. I've only got 2 clips, so I can't use any more. I could really do that off my finger. So, hanging in there, having some marriage issues. Oh, I'm really sorry. Sorry to hear that, Jamie. Sorry, I'm having problems, Jamie. One person can only give so much and never get anything in return. It's the heartbreaking part. Like today, what are you making, Dave? So, okay, Jamie, I'm making a slider, a double slider. I'll show you what I'm making in a second. I'm just in that gluey stage. Just to go in my art journal-y, Filofaxy thing. Well, I never know what to call it, whether I should call it a Filofax. I don't know whether anybody knows what a Filofax is these days. So, if you're a child of the, well, not a child, if you're an adult of the 80s, you'd know what a Filofax was. So I'm making one of these. So it's a double slider. So, and I'm going to make one of them to go in my Filofaxy arty journal-y thingy. What's it? Who Jimmy Flip, that thing. But I was just saying that my mental health is poor at the moment. I feel like I'm going to have a nervous breakdown. And I'm trying to do something mechanical because I know that that's helpful for my brain. It's helpful because I'm very typically autistic in this way. I love logic, and logic makes sense to me. Emotions don't. So that I didn't line that up very well. Hopefully that'll be okay anyway. I'm trying to make something that works with my brain power. Have I done them all now? I must have done. Yeah. And I can't tell you how I feel. That's another thing I can't. I'm not very good at explaining my emotions. I don't know what they all mean. So. So yes, big hugs to anybody today that's needing it. Jamie, you, and anybody that needs a hug, that feels that they haven't had the hugs that they need, whether that's like a physical hug or an emotional hug, or basically that's how I feel. So I know how it feels. I know how it feels to feel that you need something when you give a lot. But you know, when if we're givers, then the problem is you kind of have to put it on the line that some people are going to take. So I'm going to put that there. So Brian's just brought me a coffee. So I don't know where you're going to put it, Brian, because I'm struggling. The whole floor is covered as well. So.
Sorry. Well, I've tied you up in here after you downstairs.
So I'm making a slider, making one of them.
Oh, cool.
To go in my art journal thing. So.
Hello, Jamie.
Jamie's marriage is breaking up.
Oh, no.
So yeah, some marriage issues. So.
Aww. Big hugs.
Yeah. So Brian sends hugs too. How's the kitchen going? Hi, Angela. Angela's here, by the way, Brian. She's just joined. Brian will be back. Brian's doing stuff downstairs for me. So he's tidying the kitchen cabinets up for me. So he says to say hello, Angela. So he's just seen that I've just said that you've just joined. So he says to say hello. And that he'll be back up later. So, yeah. So that's like Brian. I don't know. I think Brian might be trying to stay out of my way. You do feel paranoid, though. Well, I feel paranoid when I'm feeling like this. So, I've not had a great experience, the greatest of experiences of life in that way when it comes to mental health, so I always assume the worst. This is not going to be the best slider ever made, and if anybody's watching and they're going, oh, that's not how you make it, then I'm really sorry, but at the moment this is all I can do. I'm enjoying it, I'm enjoying the process. I'm making something that not many junk journalists make. So I really need to read my book. I've got a book on kinesthetic crafts, so things that, you know, where they have motion or do something, and I really need to read that and make some new stuff. So I like making pop-ups and things, and you guys might like that, you know, something different to put in a journal, or, you know, a bit of crossover craft. There's no, just because it's, you know, just because it's one thing, it doesn't mean to say it can be other things as well. Right, now I'm going to use those big things either side to just clamp onto there while I find, I just put it here. I had some nice thick polythene. That's really what you need, is polythene. Oh, actually I could use that. Use the wrapping. So this is polythene. The polythene is nice and silky shiny. There's a very big hair there, and I have no idea where that's come from because I don't have long hair. Brian doesn't have a long hair that colour, and Vic doesn't have long hair either. So this is polythene. This is perfect for what we need it for. So what we need to do is we need to cut a strip that's going to go around here. Let's just make sure it kind of does. Okay, we might be cut. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut this very end of this off. So because it's currently like a tunnel, like a bag. Should I cut the end off? No. And what we'll do is we'll cut the side off. Let's cut this end off first. Let's make it tidy. Let's neaten it up so we can see the wood for the trees. Let the dog see the rabbit and all of the other metaphors for getting it looking sorted. So the reason for this is, I'll tell you what this is going to do. So this is your double slider. This polythene is the mechanism that makes it do what it does. Makes it go, makes it be able to pull, you pull one side and the other side pop out. And we need polythene for that. So the reason we use polythene is because if you use the harder plastic, this stuff, it doesn't roll around itself quite so easily, whereas polythene does. Polythene's nice and pliable. Look how limp it is, and when you screw it up, it bounces back, whereas that other stuff is like really crispy. So I'm just going to take the very edge off here. That's the bit where it's heat sealed. We don't want that bit. And now we need to cut a strip that's wide enough to fit on here, that fits in this slot. So I think that's 7 centimetres. Oh, it is. Dare I cut 7 centimetres? And it's, oh, give it a go. Let's go 7 centimetres. This is in inches, Dave. So 7 centimetres into there. And do 7 centimetres again here. Now this is going to be too long, this sheet, this bit, but never mind. We'll have it for another crafty make. I'm sure if we have any usable offcuts, I'm not going to keep it if it's not usable. There we go, and then we're going to line all of those marks up. There, and then we're going to cut this bit off. And I know it doesn't look straight, but that's because the polythene wasn't straight against this line. So there we go, cut that bit off. Now what we've got is we've got this, which is a nice continuous sheet. And what we're going to do is we're going to put this round here, and hopefully it'll sit in that channel nicely. You want it to sit in the channel nicely. without, you don't want it to buckle up at the sides because that will impede its movement. You want it to sit in there and be usable. And by usable, what I mean is it needs to feel like it slides through both ways easily. Right, and if it doesn't, like it's slightly jarring there, then just cut the smallest slither off. Put that down. So this edge curls slightly, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut more off this side. What's that? Like, I thought we were playing spot the blade then, but we're not. So found it. So cut that bit off. That's the smallest slither that I can do. And then this, hopefully, will now sit in this channel better. Oh yeah, much better. That's much better. Brilliant. Cool. Yeah. What you don't want to have too much play either. And by play, I don't mean, what I mean is it needs to be fit the channel nicely, but not have too much where it can move one way or the other. I don't think that channel is perfectly straight. I think we've got a bit of a wobbly line here going on here. How long is that? 1.6 centimetres that way, and that is 1.7 centimetres. Yeah, so it's a slightly wonky line. Let me just see if I can straighten that up. Not so easy to do now. I've stuck those edges on, but never mind. I like a challenge. And the reason I want it needs to be straight because it just doesn't move as easily if it's not straight. So your channel needs to, the channel that it sits in needs to, the ends need to be straight. Otherwise, it's trying to do it and skew width. Khaki wampus, it's the same thing. Skew width in the UK, khaki wampus is quite a I think it's an American or Canadian term, but we would call it skew width. So there we go. It's a bit more. That's a bit straighter. So no idea what anybody's saying. So hugs to you, Jamie. I've been there. I'll get through it. Thanks, Angela. Okay, so it's not for me. It's not for me. Been through it yet. That's fine. You're talking to each other. I would never have guessed the poly stuff was in there. What? The poly stuff was in there? Okay. Ah, I see. You never have guessed that the poly stuff was inside there. Ah, see. All right. Okay, I understand now. Okay. So, anyway. So, that's going to go to there. And what we want to do is we want to cut off what we don't need. The excess. I don't want to cut it. I'm just trying to score a line that I'll be able to see again when I take it off. Nope. There might be a line there. You might be able to see it, but I can't see it. Maybe try using a pencil instead of a blade, Dave. So I want to, there it is. I can see the line now. There we go. Hopefully I can see that now. Yes, I can. There. I'll just get a blade and cut that down. Doesn't have to be perfect. Especially not at this stage, it doesn't have to be. And then what you're going to do is you're going to overlap the edges, and this is the point where you're going to need some double-sided sticky tape. So red liner tape is best. So if you've got any red liner, I've got some red liner, but it is the narrowest red liner tape you've ever seen in your entire life. In fact, it was any narrower, it would be in another dimension. And also, you have to be able to find the end. Oh, there you go. Found the end. That's good. So, pick an end. Try and straighten your end up, though, Dave. Let's put that on there. That way a bit. Is that fairly straight? Yeah, and then just straighten this end up. If you've got a straighter edge, it just makes it much easier to work with. You can see otherwise you end up sticking your sellotape, your double-sided tape down wonky as well. So okay, cool. So put that in there, like that. In fact, actually, we're going to do it that way around, I think. So, and then what we're going to do is we're going to overlap those two bits there. Get out any rubbish. This is your ideal opportunity to do a bit of housekeeping and get rid of the rubbish. So, I want to have a red liner tape, and I want to have it on this edge as close to the edge as possible. But I don't want it to overhang either side. Don't stick it down to the cardboard, otherwise there'll be no sliding going on. Sorry, it's like you have to concentrate on doing this. Take that right up to the edge. And then I find the best way, rather than trying to get some scissors in and risking cutting the polythene, is just to cut that out like that. And hopefully it doesn't leave a sticky edge. Don't let it go right to the edge and leave a sticky bit, because all it's going to do is interfere with the movement of back and forth, especially when it gets squashed down and the glue will kind of ooze out. So it is a bit close to the edge, that bit, for me. I'm just going to pull that up a bit. In fact, I might have to just cut that off there. I've got the sticky bit out, didn't do the red bit, but I've got the sticky bit. And then pull that back. Oh, actually, I might do 2 lines of it. Put them fairly close together. You get more play. The closer and narrower this overlap is, the more your bits will pop out, if you pardon the expression. Okay, so now you need to get the back of the tape off. This is one of my favourite things to make. So, no, don't just do that. Right, now what you have to do is you have to have it fairly taut. Oh, don't let go of it before you've got it sorted. So you have to have it fairly taut, but not so taut that you're kind of buckling the card up. You know, if you pull something together and it buckles like that, you don't want that. But equally, you don't want it loose and baggy, but you don't want it to be so taut it doesn't move backwards and forwards. So tight, not taut. So like that. So it's got a bit of movement. You can wiggle it slightly up and down. You can see how there's, like, if you push that up to the right, push it right up to the edge, it's got a little tiny bit of play without bending the card, but now it moves backwards and forwards that way nicely. So it's really hard. It's hard to demonstrate it when it's got nothing attached to it yet, but you'll see what I mean when we get there. So that's what it's going to do. This bit that kind of hangs off, you can cut off. You don't need this bit. It doesn't have to be precise. I'm just cutting it off for now. There we go. And so then that moves backwards and forwards nicely. That does when you can actually grip the card, don't grip the polythene. Okay, so now what we need is we need the cards to go inside, that are going to be the sliders. And I'm going to, it needs to sit well within the channel. So what you don't want is you don't want it to butt right up against the edge of the channel, because it'll just catch. But you want it to not have too much play, so otherwise it'll jar in the mechanism. So it's just finding the right amount. I leave about 2 millimeters gap either side. So I'm going to put a mark with my nail there, because we like the accurate measuring, Dave. Use your nail. And then we're going to put that on there. We're going to, do we want to cut it or do we want to score it? Which one do we want to do? We're going to cut it. And then we're going to put that up to there. And cut another piece. That's going to go there. Similar size, so I cannot see where that is over there. Take that out. So hopefully that's 2 pieces of card that are the same size, similar size. It's going to be as long as that. That's fine. Right, so what you want to do now is you want to make sure that you don't want it to be as long as, you want it to be, so you need to have space on the outside of the thing. You need to have space to grab it. Now, if both of the cards were sticking out there, you'd be pulling both of them in the same direction, and it's not going to work. So what you have to do is you're going to cut it so that it sits like that and flush with this end. Okay, so, because then that's the element of surprise. You know, we like an elephant of surprise. We're always up for an elephant of surprise. So we're going to put a line. No, we're not going to put a line there, Dave. We're going to put a line at the end of there. Sorry, that's me being silly. So forget that line, because let's rub that out. Pretend that line was never there. We're going to cut this bit off. So what we've got is we've got a card that sits up to that edge there, but when it sits up to that edge, it should sit up to that edge as well, which it does. Okay. And then we're going to cut another piece of card exactly the same size, because we're only going to put the other piece on the back. That. And what I wanted to do was I wanted to make a double slider specimen slide. So just need to make sure we're going to have enough space to do this. So what you have is you have one that's going to go this side, and you're going to stick it on this edge. So you're going to put some glue on there, stick it to there. I'll show you that in a minute. And then when you flip it over, your other piece of card goes the other way, so it sits against that edge there. Okay, but what I want is I want to double these pieces of card up. So I'm going to use the card that we have around us, because we can, and we should really try and use up what we've got. Don't start a new piece of card, Dave. You've got plenty of offcuts of cards, but hopefully this is making some sense to you, and if it isn't, then hopefully watching it again might make sense. Okay, so we've got 3 pieces of card now. Yeah. So I've scuffed that edge up. If you've got really rough edges, I would suggest you give them a bit of a sand, and that'll stop it from jarring on the mechanism. And the other thing that can help it is a rub of wax on the edge, because that'll help it slide. So like if you've got a squeaky drawer, you can use a bit of wax and that helps stop it from being squeaky. So I've started one, so I might as well do them both, or do them all. I need to clip another one yet, so. Hi Joe, nice to see you here. Thank you for joining. So I've got 1, 2, 3 of those. I need a 4th one, and you'll see why I'm doing this. Well, hopefully you'll understand why I'm doing this. No, I don't. I'll have to cut into another piece of card. No, that's not a pencil. That's a pencil. I can't see that line, sorry, I really have to put my head into shot. I don't know where that line is. I don't know. Okay, so hopefully that's a similar size. It is, that's right, and that is too. So let's get rid of the pieces of paper that card that I don't need. Bits of polythene and stuff I don't need, because it's just confusing the issue. Tidy the area up a bit, and hopefully you'll be able to see what I'm doing. So just stick that on there for now. Right, okay. So, oh, Dave, you just got rid of the. I needed them. Okay, so what I was thinking is I was going to make a specimen slide type thing that I like making. So I'm kind of doing a fusion of things. Well, I would do if I could find my stamps. Maybe do that. Maybe go for a pattern shape. So if you can hear rustling in the background, that's Brian. I think he's tidying up.
Sorry. It's too loud, tell me to stop.
He's tidying up, so. I wanted a bigger hole. No idea where these are. Aha, maybe that. Is that too big? Maybe have a round one and a. That's going to be too close to the edge if I do that. Okay, so not that. So, well, let's do this one then. Hopefully this won't be too close to the edge. Oh, it won't be, that's fine. Is that going to be in the middle-ish? need two of them together. Oh, Dave, you just add them together and then moved them. Is that about the middle? It is now. Okay. Took some wiggling. There you go. So that's going to be one of them. And then this one, maybe we do a different shape. That one and that one. It's a bit small, isn't it? Well, I could go. No, that one. I don't like that one. Not that one. Do that one. Hopefully I'm going to do that one because I don't know if I can get it through it. I can. Yeah, I'll do that. There you go. So that's what we've got. We'll put something in that window. So I could do with some. Oh, Brian, sorry. There's that bit of polythene I've just. No, that's right. This bit I was thinking. So this polythene that I said I might use now. So I think I might try and age it. So I just need to go out of the way. I know you're all desperate to see what happens with the slider bit, but like I just need to make this bit. I need to make the windows. Really need to use a knife, Dave. You could use just a pair of scissors. Except for these Tim Holt scissors aren't particularly good at cutting this stuff. Don't tell him I said that. That's going to go there. I'll just do another one that size. Not with the tear in it. Although I don't actually know. You know what? I don't mind. It's not got a tear. It's got like a line in it, and I think it might add something rather than. I was thinking it might detract, but no, I don't care. I felt like I was chewing through that. There you go. That's that. And we're going to have some. I might have to ask my glamorous assistant for some assistance. Brian, can I ask you a favour? Can you just get the alcohol inks off there somewhere? It says alcohol inks there. Oh, thank you. I think I put them back last time I did a latte. That's sandal. That one, okay, so I don't know which one of them I prefer, so. Here's my alcohol inks. I don't know what colour sandal is. What colour is sandal? That'd be a good idea to find that out first, Dave. Yeah, put it on the piece of green card because that'll really help you decide what colour it is. Try that again. It's like a pasty yellow. Oh, that's a very dark brown. Maybe the pasty yellow, the sandal might be best. Oh, and that's similar. Well, those two look the same colour anyway. So, let's use sandal. Just trying to get it to look like old. Been around a while, like it's aged. You know, like a celluloid film, that sort of thing. Again, doing it on green paper doesn't help you decide whether you've covered it enough. Okay. Don't know how well it takes to polythene, but where's the other pieces now? Polythene is slightly easier to see than the, I might put a bit darker in on here. Slightly easier to see than the normal acetate, because that's very transparent, whereas this has got like a milky look to it. And I'm just going to have to let it dry. The thing is not working. The thing is not working because it's not plugged in. That'll explain why it's not working. Oh, I switched it on and it was in my face. Right, be careful with polythene because it melts. So you just want to dry it, which I've just done. There you go, it's fine, it's dry now. It's got that milky kind of look that I wanted. Okay, so that's for one aperture anyway. That's this one. And we're going to put that on there. We're going to have the alcohol ink facing in so it doesn't rub off or anything like that. Can you pass me a flower, the flower thing? Well, not, yeah, the flower. The flower packet or a flower. It's on the end, I think, very end. No, that one not. It's an and. It's an ampersand stand. Ampersand, sorry. Right, let's use one of these. See what we've got here. Might use a leaf rather than a flower. If you hear a crash, that's just fallen off. Maybe that might do the job. What's this say? I don't even know what that says. What does that say? What does that say? Only when a person undertakes the journey can he finally hold the rainbow over the sky. Peach blossom source exists because of you. And other sure flowers blossom for you. Well, it makes no sense, but yeah. But So what I'm going to do, I'm going to stick this onto here. If you can get the back off it. There we go. Yeah, I don't know how I managed to separate those two that quickly, but I did. Not questioning it. I'm going to stick that on there. Like that. And then I think I'm going to stick that over the top of it, you know. I did it again for some reason. I seem to have a steady hand today. Which way up is it? It's that way. We're going to have it so that you can't see the enjoy. You can see the rest of it. I'll stick that in. Let's use some Fabrifix or Fabritac or whatever this is in here. It might be Kalal now, I don't know. Trying all sorts of different things. So I'm just going to stick this round here. No, we're not. Its Fabra won't come out. It's so Fabritac, it won't come out. It needs thinning. I don't have any acetone or is it acetone or acetate or
Acetone, I think, when you're putting it in.
Aspidistra.
Maybe an aspidistra.
There, put that in there. And then do the same for, is it to go that way round? I can't remember which way I've cut it now. Yep, there you go. So I might ink this edge. Well, I might ink this edge without some ink on it anyway. Just to give it a little look of something. I can decorate it afterwards. You just have to remember, if you're decorating these things, you can't go to town on the thick full layers that you probably would do normally. Oh look, there you go. I've decorated it by dropping it. Because the thicker you make it, the less likely it is to slide. Because we've yet to make the cover for it. Although this is the opportunity to make any corrections, because you can make the channel deeper if you need to. So we're going to put that on there. I have that horrible feeling that I'd inked to the wrong side then, because like I don't know whether it lines up the other way. Oh, it does. Oh my gosh, that was definitely the dead centre of that bunch. So that was amazing, really, for me. So I'm going to stick this down. Oh no, we want to stick this bit round here first. Because we'll definitely use this to stick the polythene bit down. And then I'm just going to smoosh it. And then I think we're just going to use some of this for the rest of it. We just want to stick it to each other. We don't really have to worry about what. Just going to smoosh it out a bit. There we go. And line that up with that. That's one of them. That's one of the aperture things. And you can, like, obviously, so I think I'm going to clip the corners, but you don't need to do all four, because this bit won't ever come out of the card. You won't see this bottom bit. So don't bother decorating the very bottom bit, because you won't really see it. So I think I gave up on this because I couldn't get it to clip. But yeah, there you go. See, I can't get that to do anything. It's fine. It makes a lot of noise on its own, but it doesn't actually do anything. So maybe I'll try a different clip. Now, everybody raves about that, and I can't get it to do anything. The one that works for me, you watch it not work for me now, has been the cheapest one I've ever bought. There you go, perfect. It was like £1 from Hobbycraft, and that works every time. So that's one that's going to go in there like that. And then you have to remember, you're going to decide if you're going, that's going to be that way up. Then this one that you're going to put in. If you're making whatever kind of slider it is, whether you're making an aperture one or whatever, what you've got to then decide is which way is up. Because if you're having it sideways, then decorate the things inside so that they are this way up. You know, so it's going to slide out that way, and so it's going to be a side and a side. Or if you're going to have it so it comes up the top and one at the bottom one is the right way up. So instead of doing the aperture like that, we're going to do it that way. And I managed to think of all of that and remember all of that, even though my brain's not working. So, okay, so we need to make another aperture out of some more. I just want to add another piece of that, but we need another piece as well. I don't mind the imperfections in the polythene. It's absolutely fine. It kind of makes it look aged anyway. So I'm just going to cut a piece out of here, I think. Don't know. How is it doing? Can you see? If it's not something up on the screen, then it should be all right.
Oh.
He's just not cutting this. Never mind. There we go. So hopefully that'll fit as well. It does. Right. So again, we need to ink these. What's that on there? I think it's a bit of glue off my finger. Don't know if this is dried on here, is it? Yeah, possibly. We'll go for the darker one. Oh no, that's the sandal. We'll go for the darker one this time. So we're just making this darker. It's just that yellowy look that you want from it. So, well, that's the yellow. I mean, if you want the milky look or you want to use clear acetate, that's fine. I just want this to look a bit yellowy, like it's been around a while. And you can tell I'd never cleaned I use the same sponge every time, and I never clean it. So. For a minute, otherwise we're going to get everything covered in bits of that. Just give this a waft over, just to dry it off. Remember, it melts, so don't get it too hot. Just made it dry, good. Put that over there now. Oh, I've just dropped something in my coffee. That's that bit of glue. Needed that. So what else? Oh, some more stupid sayings. Oh, this is another enjoy. What's that? Acacia. Acacia, I think it says. Anyway, we need something small. Go in there. Will enough of it be visible in there? That's fine. I don't know if that was if that was the back. Do I want that one or do I want that one? No, you don't see much of that, so I'll do this one. Oh yeah, I haven't finished doing anything with them. Yep, did it again. Wow. Do I want to have something over the top? It's not an acacia, but maybe I could have that written over the top. like that. So remember, this has got to be this way up. Okay, so I have that. I have to just adjust it a little bit. Just cut that little edge off. Use a pair of scissors that work, Dave. Okay. Cut those bits off because they're going to hang out. Cool, yep, we'll do that. Okay, so again, just put some. I just find that this holds Fabrifix better, holds acetate better and polythene, and it grabs better for the non-porous things. So. Oh, it's all over my fingers now. Like that. I'll just get some of this off my fingers because it's. I'm feeling a bit meh. Sorry, Joe's asked how's Dave and Brian today. I'm feeling a bit meh. I'm
doing too many hours.
Yeah. So Joe, I've done 30 hours overtime this week from doing call outs. So I haven't had a decent night's sleep. And
It's not just 30 hours, it's 30 hours at silly o'clock in the morning.
yeah, 30 hours at silly o'clock in the morning, yeah. So on top of my day job when I work 9 to 5, well I don't even work 9 to 5, I work like 9 to 6:30, 9 to 7, 9 to 8 p.m.
And I'm okay. I went to work at 2 o'clock yesterday, finished at 2 o'clock today and slept at work, but other than that I'm good. Kids were all fine. We only had one that stayed awake all night, so it wasn't too bad.
Take care, Jamie. Lovely to see you. Take care and you look after yourself and keep in touch.
Bye, Jamie.
Good luck with everything. Remember, we're here for you when you need us. So, which way?
Indeed we are.
Put that over there, like that. Yeah, I'll just stick that. No, I didn't stick that down. Where's the other? Did I only do one? Oh, didn't only do one, Dave, did I? Oh, where the heck is that? Oh no, I did do two together. It's here. No, I was talking about. Okay, so those go together. Again, like I say, just gonna put a bit of ink around the edges of here. Just to give it a bit of a look of aging. Stick that to there. Put that window in as well. That's not glue, is it, Dave? There. Because it wasn't standing up, I couldn't see it. Smoosh it out with this rather than getting it all over your finger. Put that way round. And then stick these bits together. Oh, come on. Get off. Do the piece of. Oh, it's going along now. No, get off. together. I've got some glue on the front, never mind. Stick those together. Hopefully that's just dry one down. Okay, so clip the edges off. Oh, that's not quite lined up. So just cut the top of that off. Cut that off. Clip those edges. Ow! It bit me. That's the problem, it bit me. Go in there, stay there. It's not going to do it now, is it? I've just been saying great things about you and how wonderful you are and how cheap you were and how you're the only one that works, and then you play up. Okay. So, we've got to this stage now, so let's just put some lids back on things for a minute. Okay, get rid of those, put that over to one side. So remember, you're going to have one that's going to be, so let's just make sure that they're kind of flat. They do curl up because you just glued them. So you're going to have one that is going to be that way up, yeah, and then you're going to have one that is going to be that way up. They both have to face this way. That's the bit where people get confused. They think that one has to face the other way. No, they both face this direction. So what we're going to do is we're going to glue this down to here, and we're going to use our red liner tape again, because this is the thing that sticks really well to this polythene. I just want to make sure that this is all nice and flat. This has gone a bit curvy as well. So this is the problem when you're laminating any bits. So that's lamination, is when you stick lots of things together. When you're laminating anything, it always goes a bit not wobbly, you know. No, I can't explain it. Bendy. So now I'm going to stick another piece on this edge. So the best thing to do is get your polythene so that your edge is as close to the edge as possible, and use that as one of your first edges to stick to. So the join, sorry, is one of the bits that you're going to stick to. Oh no, don't cut it with your Tim Holtz scissors, Dave. You'll regret that. And then you're going to take that, another line, and you're going to stick it not too close to the edge. Remember, you don't want it to be sticky and snag. Into there. Use those scissors and just snip that off. Okay, so that's going to be your first side. So we're going to take these bits off. And I know this is very fiddly, and it's something that is laborious to make, but it's such a great wow factor. So you want to get it as straight as possible, because then it'll go in a straight line. And then so that's that way up. So now you're going to flip it over. Remember, we want this one to again face the same direction, so it's going to face down, and we need it to be the right way up, which is the wrong way to the way that you think it probably has to be. So the right is always wrong, and then again it's this top edge. Now you're going to put a line on here. The only reason why I know this kind of off by heart is I've made so many of these that this is kind of like second nature to me. And it makes sense to me. And it might not make sense to you now, but if you make one, it will. suddenly go, oh, I see. That's why. I didn't do a very good job of taking that off, did I? And then I'll tell you what. It's World Mental Health Day on Monday, and isn't it ironic that I'm having possibly one of my worst mental health situations that I've had for a long time. Sorry, there's an overhang there, and it's got sticky out glue, and I just don't want it to cause issues with the mechanism, so I'll just cut that bit off. Again, make it nice and straight, and then once it's straight, stick it down. So remember, you want to get nice stick on these things. So it doesn't have a cover on, so you kind of have to hold it in place, but this is what it'll do. So it all works better once the cover is in place. Okay, so we're going to have to put a cover on this now. So then, I know we're like kind of, how long are we into this? Like an hour and 40 minutes. And we're still going, but it's honestly, it's worth it once you've done it. It's just, you have to get to that point where you've done it. So now you have to make a cover for it. So this is where you hope you've got enough card. Right, first of all, let's just get this, get it on here and find out how tall it is. And we want to cut a straight line, so that might not be straight if I follow those things, but if I put it on this guillotine, it should be there, straight or thereabouts. Guillotine, it's not a guillotine, Dave, it's a paper trimmer. A guillotine has a blade that comes down, like a guillotine, obviously. Oh, that blade needs changing, it feels like. It's dragging. It'll do. Right, okay. So then, we want to have an overlap, don't we? No, Dave, you have to have the numbers facing up if you want to measure it. So this is 4 and 1 of them, whatever they are. 8th, 16th, 4 and a 16th. It would be, wouldn't it? So we need it to be at least 4 and an 8th. That's fine. Let's use a scoreboard. Because this doesn't do anything other than 8ths. It doesn't do 16ths. So we want it to be 4 and no, we want it to be bigger than that because we want an inch on the end. That's your overlap. And that's the first line. So okay, so we're going to have an overlap. Okay, so it's going to be joined at the back. You won't see it. We're going to have an overlap, so it'll join. So then we want so we need to know the depth of this. Making boxes isn't my forte. This is 0.5 centimetre, which we're not doing things in centimetres, Dave. We're doing things in inches, which makes it even worse because I don't know what that is. So, you know what I need? I need one of those gaugey things for when I'm measuring, because I'm rubbish at measuring things on their side. I don't know what that is. What is that? Sorry, I've just had to take it out of camera because I can't see. 1, 2, 3/8. It's going to be 4/8, isn't it? So let's do a thing and we'll do an inch, and then we're going to do a line at an inch. Right, do that first. And then we're going to go 1, 2, 3. That's going to be deep enough for that, isn't it? 1, 2. I'm going to go there. And then we're going to have to go, how big's that? Oh gosh, this is when it all goes horribly wrong. I don't know. Let's make that line. Let's score that line and have a better idea. This is when my brain stops working, when we have to do the maths side of things. The logic stuff I can do. Logic and reasoning. Maths. Well, not even maths, the measuring of maths. I'm not very good at. Terrible at measuring. I really should be better. Oh, there you go. It sits in there nicely. That's fine. Okay, so we need another line about there. About there with the... So let's do that. So you're on your own when you come to making the cover, because I'm clearly rubbish at doing this. No, normally I can. At the moment. No, you don't make a score line with a pencil, Dave. Seriously, put it down for 2 minutes and I can't find it. What is wrong with me? No. It's that way up, Dave. Then we're going to do another, whatever that was. What was that? 2 of them. 1, 2. So we're going to do a line there. And then we're going to do another 4 thing, which I can't see because of... Oh, come on. It's just bend for me. Please just bend. No, not in the wrong place. Blend on the line that I've just given you. Not just randomly any way the hell you feel like it. There. So there, literally. And then we want to do another 4 line on the 4. Oh, it's not working. Why is it not working? Why is it all being so difficult? There. I'm going to bend that. We should have a shroud that sits round now, which we do if we cut that bit off. It's fine. I've got what I need. I can't work it out any more than I've got what I need. Let's hang that back up and say goodbye so that we don't have to do any more maths. And see if that falls off. If that suddenly crashes, that's just fallen off the wall behind me. Okay, so I can cut this off just inside this line. Yeah, I was thinking that doesn't sound right, but it is. It is right. Now this will sit round there. There we go. Perfect. Well, it's not perfect, but it'll do. Perfection doesn't exist. I need a score thing. So I was just thinking, where have I put the score thing? But I've just hung it back up, didn't I? So there's that. Do that. Do that. I know some crafters are well rehearsed and do all of this and know exactly what all the measurements are and everything. No, I wing mine. I know I can do it and I just do it. Probably no help to you guys. You're just enjoying the process of me making it. That's what you're here for. Cool, yeah, that's fine. So, when you stick this together, you cannot put any glue in this area. This is the all of this is the moving bit. The same bit here and here. You can only glue on these very edges. On your skidoos, basically. They're like little skis. And they're the only places you can put any glue. But you have to also be very, very careful not to put lots of glue on. Otherwise, it will ooze out into the area that I've just said don't put any glue in. So, I'm going to apply a bit. I'm going to smoosh it, but make sure I smoosh it away from that edge. Do the same that way. Smooshing it away from the edge. And then I'm going to stick that in there. That's going to sit. Oh no, that's the back, Dave. Does that look like it's going to fit? Does it look like it's going to fit? I don't think it's going to fit. It's not going to fit. Why have I got it the wrong way up? What am I doing? What the heck am I doing? No, I can't do it that way. Oh, honestly, I've lost the plot. This is not going to fit. I've just checked it and that's not going to fit round there, is it? No. Oh, pants. That's not going to fit round there. It's going to look like a Toblerone box if I do that. It should have been another 1/8 of an inch that way. Well, I'm about to say you live and learn, but we all know that doesn't happen. You've all met me. You all know. We've been here before. So. Hi Heidi. So I just wanted to say hi to you both, and you're both my insomnia best friends. Watch you both so much at night. Thanks for the company and the laughs and the wisdom. You're very welcome, Heidi. Didn't realise I was your insomnia friend. I'm sorry that you suffer from insomnia. That's a horrible thing. I don't get it very often, but when I do, it's terrible. Mine's not. My reason for not sleeping isn't insomnia. Mine's work. Well, I'm sorry, folks, that this has gone Pete Tong. So I'm apologising to the people that will be no doubt be sure to point it out in the comments that I should have known or whatever, but I didn't, and here I am. You know, at least, you know, I'm honest, and I don't cut, and you know, so well, I do cut. I cut with scissors, but I don't cut my videos, and so therefore you can see. What have I got? Wrong side, wrong piece. So at least you can see. This is how not to do it. So. Now you can see that I make mistakes as well. So I'm going to put a line there, put a line there. I'm going to put not a line there. I'm going to put it somewhere more over here. And then I'm going to put another one somewhere over here. These are the ones with the question marks on. I'm going to have to get this flaming thing down again. Right. Going to do this time, Dave. You're going to do it. This is going to work out. It's going to be all great. It's going to be all singing and dancing. There's going to be flags and everything when you're finished. There better be flags when you're finished. So there, and there, and then we need one about there, which is about, oh, that's actually lines up nicely. So one about there, and then one there. And then that should be enough. And then the other bit's going to get cut off. Right, okay, what should we see? Let's see whether this works out now. No, that's why are we not making lines? There we go. And then, please fit, please fit, please fit, please fit. Should we just try it first before we do this? Will you fit in there? Please fit in there. Please be the size I need. Otherwise I'm gonna cry. No, it's gonna fight. It's gonna fit. That thing can go somewhere else and do one. So I'm losing the will to live. You probably are as well, watching me. So. There we go. So, cool. We've got something now. Hopefully that fits. Well, I've just tested it, so it should fit. I'm going to cut it off about there. I'm going to move this out of the way. I'm going to try and be good and put it back, rather than just throw it over my left shoulder and say, oh well. Thanks for the memories and all that. Okay, so, cut that off there. Oh my gosh, it's so wrong in so many ways today. It's all just wrong. Right. Sorry for the musical interlude, but we're here now. I can rub off my question marks because they're no longer required. I can not stab myself in the hand with the scalpel. That's going to overlap. It is. So this is the front. So this is going to stick down like this. So I glued the back bit, and I should have glued the front last time. No, Dave, you just decided you weren't going to use that. You said you're going to use this. So. And we're going to put a bead of glue, and I'm going to put it down here on the very edge. No, not on the front, Dave. Oh, honestly, please. The snaky trail fell across the front, and we've just established we don't need stickiness on the front. I feel secure that that's far enough over that it doesn't need to be smooshed. So it's going to sit like that. Just make sure it sits round. Oh, the thing you haven't done, Dave. What haven't you done? You haven't put a notch in it, so nobody's going to be able to pull it out. It's not going to be in the middle, but it's going to be somewhere. There needs to be one in the back. Honestly, folks, no, I don't need one in the back. I'm just going to put one in the front. You're glad you tuned in, aren't you, now, so that you can see somebody make a complete boob of something.
Hi, Defrost. Just wanted to say hi to you both.
Yeah.
And you're both buying some of your best friends. Watch you both so much at night.
Oh, flaming heck. Like, honestly, I've just said don't get glue on this bit, and then every time I've glued it, it's like the trail of glue just, you know, like it's snaky trail that it has when you lift it up and you've got that bit. Just to be annoying. No, it's going to go that way, isn't it? We're going to put that down there. We're going to glue it. Right, okay, this is the cover, so don't worry, I'm not gluing the bit that I shouldn't be. I'm going to glue that like that, and that's going to glue shut. we go. And what we should have is, this should now work. There we go. Ah. And the good thing about polythene is it slides nicely. Polythene. And so it's working. Hurrah! So the decorating will have to come another time because, like, otherwise it's going to be an epic. It's going to be like a craftathon, let alone a. So Brian's tidying my house at the moment. That's what he's doing because he knows that although I kind of like create the disarray, he knows that when I'm feeling like this, I can't cope with disarray, and he's very tidy, and I'm not, and I can't cope with the chaos, especially when my brain is chaotic. I don't know whether that's other people when you have poor mental health. Does anybody else not cope with the chaos? So, yeah. So that's where he is today. So he's not, and also at the moment you can't actually find the side of my desk. Oh, actually, it's just tidied up a bit. So I've looked over there, and what was piled with junk is no longer piled with junk. So, I think I will put a rivet, a rabbit, I don't know, something in there. Something to be able to pull it with. Or I'll just leave it. I don't know. Shall I leave it just as a grabby thing? Anyway, so there we go. So it's going to go in this book. So I've decided that this is going to be a mess. I've decided this is going to be a mess because it's just gone all over the floor. So I've decided that this is going to be kind of like a sample book of all of my crafty abilities. So all the different things that I do. So obviously I'm going to have to have a playing card in here because that's another thing that I do. So this is going to be in here, and we're going to be able to pull it out, and it's going to have the top and bottom there. Ooh, like that. So, what do you think? Do you like it? So obviously the good thing about Filofax is it's very forgiving on bulk because this is quite bulky, but it works, and I'm happy. I'm happy that it works at the moment. So we have to be thankful for all of the small things that we get from it. So like you can't ever get the damn stuff out, and then it oozes out on its own when it's been stood up for 5 minutes. Do with that now. Brain can't cope, my brain can't cope. So decorating of it we're going to have to do next time. But there we go. So it's another page from my diary. Another page in my diary, babe. Another page in your diary, babe. All the good and bad, all the happy and sad. I don't want to be another page in your diary. And obviously, Alison Moyet sings much better than I do. So if you want to listen to that, go and listen to Yazoo. So anyway, that's what we made. That's our double slider thingy, what's it doodah, that caused me no end of heartache. But we made it. And if we can do that, if we can achieve things in our craft that others wouldn't believe that we could do, then we can achieve anything. Because I know that the only way out of my current mental health slump is through. So, and if I can make cards and make journals and make double sliders and all sorts of different things, then I can make it through a mental health slump. And doing my YouTube is what helps me. So I know a lot of people say, well, you should just take a break from YouTube. Nope, because if I took a break from YouTube, I would literally go mad. I would be rocking backwards and forwards. You guys are my mental health support buddies, basically. So there we go. Anyway, so I'm going to get rid. Well, I was going to put this in the bin, but like currently there's 1,000,005 things stacked on top of it, so I won't put it in the bin. So anyway, that's it. Sorry, that's the truth, Heidi. I actually thank you for the honesty, because sat watching some crafters on TV, everything is going well. First time, clean hands, perfect. Desks, perfect desks, and I'm there absolutely lost, Pritt stick stuck in hair. I would have Pritt stick stuck in my hair if I had some hair. So if anybody would like to donate me some hair to have the Pritt stick stuck into, no, I in fact, the other day, just as a comical aside, I was doing. Oh no, what's that stuck to me? I can't remember what I was doing. I was gluing something, and I went into the bathroom to wash my hands, looked in the mirror, and I got Pritt stick in my eyebrows, so I don't know how I managed to do that. But my eyebrows are long enough. I'm like Rapunzel of eyebrows. I need trellis and all sorts of things to grow my eyebrows round. And every time I trim them, it's like literally I wake up the next day and I look like Ted Heath. So, and if you don't know who Ted Heath is, Google him. He was a politician back in the 70s, I think. Massive eyebrows. I think it was Ted Heath. Oh no, get off me. So, yeah, so that's it. Yeah, I'll send it. I'll send you that. So is that the kind of happy mail you'd like? Is the happy MALE, Angela, to come and tidy up your house? So Angela said that she wished Brian could hop across the pond and come and tidy up my house. Oh, thanks, Angela. I'm glad we've made your day. Jodie says, thanks, Dave. Enjoyed you today. Only thing missing was a visit from Worcester. Lol. Worcester is currently downstairs, probably having lots of fuss and attention from Uncle Brian. So that dog gets lots of attention these days. If it's not from me, it's from Brian. If it's not from Brian, it's from Vic. Every morning when Vic stays over, I get up out of bed to go to work because he doesn't have to start until later. And I take Worcester out, and then as soon as I unclip him from his lead, he's off back upstairs, gets back on the bed, has a snuggle with Vic. So it's very endearing, but it's quite annoying when you have to go to work and like they're all snuggling. So anyway, that's the aside. Anyway, thank you so much. Have a lovely afternoon, morning, evening, or whatever time it is with you. My name is Dasher Dave. Please don't forget to give this a like, a thumbs up. Do it for me. Do it for me from the point of view of World Mental Health Day on Monday. Your like really does help me not only grow my channel, but know that I'm doing something that people are liking. So I have been making it extra, an extra effort to like all the videos that I've liked, that I've enjoyed watching. Because when you just sat and they just come up and they come up and they come up, it's very easy to enjoy them and not actually say that you've enjoyed them. So please enjoy it, please like it, please, please stay to the end as well. That's another algorithm. People that watch all the way through are very good for the algorithm. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you like for the end result, which is not very decorative at all. But I will decorate it. And maybe I should decorate this one as well. And they can both go in my journal. Maybe they could stick on top of each other and they could be a double slider. A double slider. There you go. Anyway, I'd like to engineer one where you pulled it out and it opened in all four directions, but I think maybe that might be trying to push it a bit. So anyway, so thanks very much. I'll shut up now. Perhaps I need to go and ramble to Brian rather than to you guys. You all have a lovely morning, evening, afternoon, whatever time it is with you. My name's Dash of Dave. Thank you very much for watching. Please give this a like. Please comment in the the comments below, and feel free to share it with your friends. If you want to buy anything from my Etsy store, it's Dash of Dave. Look for Dash of Dave. If you want to buy me a coffee, or or support me on Ko-fi, then you can. You can email me, and that's all the sales pitch over. I'm going to say goodbye, and Brian's going to also say goodbye.
Bye.
So Brian's just said goodbye. Did you hear it? Did you hear it? Goodbye, Brian. There you go. So goodbye, Brian, from Brian. And my name's Dash of Dave. I love you all without exception until you give me a reason not to. So don't give me a reason not to. And I will see you all in the next crafty video. Thanks very much, guys. Take care. See you soon. Bye. Bye.